Alright guys, welcome back to the Fruge Seafood Test Kitchen. We're playing with some salmon today. I've actually got a refreshed product. This is a previously frozen Chilean salmon. It's great for the application we're going to do today. I'm actually going to make a salmon cake. One of my favorites. Everyone's familiar with your crab cakes. This is something real similar. It makes great for a salmon burger, a po' boy here in South Louisiana. But today we're just going to do an appetizer portion, a couple of nice small salmon cakes with a nice little remoulade sauce. So I'm going to start with this about a 1 pound piece of filet. Got the skin on it. I'm going to go ahead and season it generously with a little salt and pepper. I've got a lined little baking dish or pan here. We're actually just going to throw this in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. We want it to cook all the way through. Then we're going to pull it out and chill it, let it cool off, and then we'll flake it off and put it into the salmon cake mixture. So we'll pop this in the oven, about 400 degrees, about 15 to 20 minutes. While that's working, we'll go ahead and get our ingredients together for the salmon cake itself. Alright, now our salmon's in the oven. We're going to go ahead and cook that all the way through. I'm going to start preparing the rest of the ingredients for the salmon cake mixture. In a saute pan, I'm going to go ahead and cook, I've got some minced red onion, bell pepper, garlic, I've got some lemon zest and lemon juice, a little white wine, and then we've got all of our other ingredients that will go in as well. Kind of talk about that while I get this going. Just a little olive oil. Alright, we'll get our pan going. We've got our onions first. So basically we're going to get this sauteed, we're going to get our liquid in here. I want that to reduce all the way down. That's going to help to build the foundation of the flavors. We're going to let this cool as well. Then we're going to take, I've got a nice kind of a spicy mayonnaise base here with a couple of eggs. I've got some old croutons that we mashed up to make a kind of a breadcrumb mixture. I've got some fresh parsley and chives, a little Creole whole grain mustard, and some capers. A little Tabasco, a little Worcestershire. That's all going to be part of this mixture. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of get this sauteed here, and then we'll let it cool. Alright, now our onions are starting to caramelize. I'm going to go ahead and hit this with just a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we'll go ahead and add our bell peppers and garlic. I'm going to go ahead and put a little more oil in here. The onions are kind of drying our pan up a little bit. I just want to start to kind of cook the rawness out of the garlic. I want to keep the texture of the bell peppers. We want it to have a little bit of crunch that'll really help the cake out. And so once we get that sauteed about another minute or two, I'm going to go ahead and add the lemon juice and lemon zest here, a little white wine, and then I want that to reduce down so there's no liquid in the pan. I don't want the cakes to be too moist. Right, so we'll go ahead and deglaze. We're going to go ahead and allow this to cook, all the moisture out of the pan. Once it's reduced all the way down, we'll pull this off the heat, allow it to cool, and then we'll bring it back together when we're combining all the rest of the ingredients. Alright guys, now our salmon's been cooked, so we'll let it chill for about a half an hour or so. Just let it room temperature. You can throw this in the oven. It's something you can do ahead of time. If you're an at-home cook, this is something you can easily do with leftover salmon from the night before. Kind of still got the skin on, and again I really just want to get this nice large chunks, large flakes. But what's going to happen is as I mix this together, it's going to break up a little further. So if you start with larger chunks, you're going to end up with a nice meaty salmon cake at the end versus a just mushy cake with no texture to it. So we're just going to get this all basically peeled right off the skin. We're going to throw the skin out. I'll break this up. If it's any really large pieces like that, we're going to go ahead and break those down now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and set this aside. We'll kind of get this cleaned up. We'll start building our salmon cake filling, and we'll go from there. Alright, now we'll go ahead and put our mixture together for our salmon cake. Again, we'll go ahead and start with a couple of eggs. Just want to lightly beat these eggs. This is going to be the binding agent for the cake. Get these going. We'll go ahead and put our mayonnaise in next. And really this is only probably about a quarter cup, half a cup or so of mayonnaise with a little bit of sriracha aioli or sriracha sauce, a little Worcestershire, salt, pepper. You can use straight mayo, really whatever you like. You're really just using that to give the dish a little bit of moisture and kind of help to bind it all together. Alright, now we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. Whatever you're looking for from a flavor perspective, whether it's Old Bay or Tony Chachere's, your favorite Cajun spice. I've got a little bit of our Fruge seafood proprietary blends. We're going to put some caper berries that I've got chopped up. I've got a little bit of whole grain mustard as well. Dijon works well. Creole mustard works well. Whatever your preferred mustard is. I've got some chopped chives and parsley. We're going to reserve some of that for the end. We'll get this mixed together. Okay, and then we've got our vegetable mixture that we cooked earlier. We're going to allow that to cool as well. Okay, and now I've got our breadcrumbs that we've got pulverized. I just banged this up in a bag with the back end of a pot. You can use crackers, you can use day-old bread, really whatever you've got lying around, whether it's old salad croutons or not. You just want something to give the dish a little bit of texture. Go ahead and get that mixed together. And now we're going to add our salmon, and this is a part where you really want to have some gloves handy. You don't want to beat this up too bad. If you do, it's really going to crumble. We're just going to get a nice simple fold on this. Throw some gloves on, get your hands in here if you need to. And you want the mixture to start to come together. We'll go ahead and start to break it up a little bit. And we want it to be nice and pliable, just like your favorite crab cake, or if you've ever made salmon cakes, you kind of know what we're getting at here. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead from here, we're going to get these portioned up, we're going to get them in a saute pan, and we'll get them nice and crispy. Alright, now we've got our salmon cakes put together, they're portioned up and ready to go. We're just going to go ahead and season this lightly with a little salt and pepper. Got my pan here, non-stick pan, nice and hot. Just a little bit of olive oil on the bottom. And really you can bake these in the oven, you can put these in a dish and bake them. You can really, at this point, you can deep fry them, you can do whatever you want. What we're going to do today is just a nice light little pan fried, probably 2 or 3 minutes on each side. You really want to let that get nice and crispy, and you want that texture of that really crispy salmon on the outside and soft and smooth on the inside. So about 2 or 3 minutes, we'll push down, make sure we got good contact throughout, get a great crust. About 2 minutes on this, we'll go ahead and get them flipped. All right, now we've cooked these about 2.5 minutes on the first side. We're going to go ahead and flip them. Again, you want to pat it down, get some nice even contact with the saute pan. Nice and golden brown. About another minute and a half on this side. Really just looking to get that nice crust and heat it throughout, and we'll be good to go. All right, now we've been about 2 minutes on this side. We're going to go ahead and kill the heat. I like to take my cakes, whether it's crab cakes, salmon cakes, whatever I'm making, pull it off and just let it sit on a towel for a second. Really going to allow that to soak up any of that extra oil or fat or anything that's in there. It keeps your plate a little nicer. I've just got a plate here with a charred lemon, nice little remoulade sauce on top. I'm going to stack the crab cakes one on top of the other. I'm sorry, the salmon cakes one on top of the other. And what we've got here is just a nice light vinaigrette made with charred tomatoes and then pickled zucchini and red onions. I got little vinegar, oil, salt, pepper. We're going to place that right on top. We want some of this liquid in there as well. We'll just kind of drizzle that right over the top here. A couple of sprigs of fresh parsley. And there you go. We've got our salmon cakes made with our Chilean salmon fillets.